Matthew Line, and I'm just making a quick video on a pico de gallo. Please follow. Have an onion, gonna top and tail it. There's the root. Gonna cut through the root and then cut through the top. And quickly score that round there like that. And then you have a natural hole where you can peel the onion. Now we're gonna be doing using ready-to-eat vegetables. So we want to wipe down the board because basically you've taken a product that could potentially have dirt on there, and now you're putting a ready-to-eat piece of vegetable. So we wipe down the board so we can get rid of all that excess dirt. Wipe down the knife. We're going to cut through in half like that. There's the root again. And we're going to slice down like this. Watch your fingers, and if you have to, buy a cutting glove, and that will help protect your fingers. And then we're going to slice that way a couple of times. And then we're going to chop. Watch your fingers again. You're going to use all of the onion because it's all edible. We're going to chop it that way as well. And we're going to put it in a bowl. Next thing we're going to do is take some garlic. Now garlic, I want it in little cloves like that. It's got a skin on it, so you're going to use the palm of your hand right here. Just push one time and it will split open, and you can peel off that skin like that. You're going to lightly mince it. So there's a couple of tricks you can do here. You can just chop it like that, or with the knife blade out towards your enemy, you're gonna mince it like that. This way I actually like better because you get a finer chop on it. And scrape it all back in. And you've got roughly a nice paste there. I'm gonna put that in with the onion. And then we're gonna move on to our tomatoes. So you got a tomato here, whole tomato. We're going to take out the core with a little knife. So just using the tip, I'm going to go around like that, take it out. All these vegetables have been pre-washed. We're going to slice down. A little tip here is tomatoes will dull your knife real quick. They're one of the fastest vegetables to dull your knife. So after you do your tomatoes, just use a sharpening steel and resharpen your knife. And I got another quick tip here. So these ends, okay? Same thing with peppers. There's a skin on the outside, and what you'll hear when you cut into the tomato is a deep chop. Now if you do that, you got the chance of the knife slipping and cutting you. So what I like to do is flip it over from the skin side like that, and then cut it like that, and therefore you won't slip off the skin, and it's a lot easier to grip as well. So we're going to put all our tomatoes back in the pot with all the other ingredients. I'm going to put the rest of them. I don't think you want to see me cut 5 tomatoes. We're going to have a quick wipe down. And then we're going to take our lime. Limes are beautiful, I love them. Nice green lime. What we're going to do is we're going to extract as much juice as we can out of this. So what I'm going to do is put it on the board like that and just roll it. And this is going to help us when we get all of the juice out of it. I'm going to cut it on a diagonal like that. Instead of in half, we're going to cut it on the diagonal. I'm going to pop open like that. Then we're going to squeeze it. And the reason why I do that is because, like I said, I get more juice out of it. You can use a juicer as well if you have them. But I find this pretty good to do. It makes it a lot easier. So there's all my lime. I'm going to move on to jalapenos. Just going to take off the end. Now, a lot of people will take off ends on fruits and vegetables and they hack it right down here. I like to get right to the end and use as much of that vegetable as you can. Cut it in half. And take all of these seeds out. You can use the seeds if you want to, I just don't care for them in there too much. And depending on the spice of how hot the pepper is, I've already tasted these, so you might want to tame it back or add more. Sometimes jalapenos can be extremely hot or not so hot. So it basically depends on the type of jalapeno. So it's advisable just to have a little taste of them before you add them. Okay, so we're going to cut them in strips like that. Then I'm going to put a super fine dice on them. And again, use a cutting glove. You can buy them from Amazon for like under 20 bucks, and it saves you in band-aids. Basically, it's gonna cost you that in band-aids, because I'm actually a professional. I do this all the time, but with other people, it might be a bit more of a problem. So again, we have cilantro here, beautiful herb. I love it. I like to put a lot of it in here. We're gonna roughly chop it, but I'm gonna do mine fairly fine, but one time, because the more and more we hit it with the blade, the more likely it's gonna bruise. So I just wanna hit it one time like that. We're gonna add it to our pico mix. And then of course we're gonna put our seasoning in, pepper. Doesn't want to come out. And I like fresh ground pepper as well. Love fresh ground pepper. And a fair bit of salt. And we're going to mix that with your nice unicorn spatula. Going to give it a quick taste. I'd say just a little more salt. Salt will bring out your flavor. But for me, that's just right. It's lovely. Quick little taste again. Really nice. Now we're going to take a little mason jar. We're just going to fill it up. And believe it or not, you can eat this right away, but sometimes it's actually better to leave it a day and let all of those flavors mix and marinate in each other, and then use it the next day. So what I like to do is just put it in here and put a label. You can use Scotch tape, painter's tape, I mean. Any sort of painter's tape, and write on it. Just write what it is and the date. And I like to put a 3-day use by date on it. So for instance, if it's the 26th today, then use it by the 29th. So we have all of that in there. We get a tight fitting lid, put it on, and we're ready to go. So I'm here, I'm gonna have a dive into my chips and queso. You can use many different chips. You could use tortilla, you can use baked pita chips. You could even use a little cracker or something. But I wanted to just put a little bit of fresh milled pepper. Love that sound. And we're gonna try it. This is a simple snack, nice and healthy. Really tasty cilantro coming through, the lime, and then a touch of that salt is bringing all the flavors out. It's really good. So thank you for watching my quick video. Live healthy and happy, and we'll see you again. Bye.